That was actually the quickest we've ever gone live. Holy crap.
Nice.
Oh. All right, let that warm up for a bit. So, since what you said a little bit earlier, how's your day? How's your week going?
My week is going like I yawned in front of a Wookiee and he's very angry.
So, what made you think that?
It's
I,
it's just one of those things that randomly pops in my head. These are the kind of questions that keep me out of the really good schools.
sure.
You know, between that and is Paul Bunyan technically a kaiju?
Right.
These are the things I think about when I'm at home and alone and the lights go out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is an interesting question. When you actually said that when you first walked in, or was
Last week.
yeah. Well, no, I was talking about tonight with
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole the Wookiee and
Well,
you yawn.
I'm sure someone is going, oh,
Right.
and the Wookiee went, "What'd you say about my mom?"
Oh, that it'd be kind of interesting to see them do an all Wookiee something that all of a sudden it has the translations of some of those what they're talking about. Kind of like what they tried to do with I don't know if it was an actual thing or not, but some people did some mock ones of R2D2 when he talks to Luke in the X-wing.
Yep.
And he's swearing at him.
He's like R2D2 has the filthiest mouth in the galaxy. That one.
Yep.
No, I remember. Oh, what was it? There was a back in this in the way back machine, like late 90s, early 2000s, when the internet was just becoming a thing, like to everybody. They had a YouTube video short film called Troopers, and it was based on these like the lives of stormtroopers, but shot in the style of a cops documentary.
Sure.
And it was absolutely hilarious. So funny.
That you just happened to just come across that?
Yep, it was one of those things that all my friends had watched at one point. We quoted it and all of that, and it was right up there with the bad lip readings of the PSAs from GI Joe.
I didn't really get into a lot of those bad lip readings, but I did do a lot of or watch a lot of the NFL ones that they did. Like especially I think it was either the first year or second year they did it, and Adrian Peterson was just about to break the record for most rushing yards in a season, and they were interviewing him after the game, and we all technically knew what he was saying and stuff like that, but in the bad lip reading, he said something about a peanut. You said something about a peanut? But yeah, just those bad lip reading ones are actually really, really good. I need to actually catch to see if they have some other good NFL ones, or even outside of that.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it'd be kind of I've seen some Star Wars ones and then the NFL ones. It'd actually be kind of interesting to see bad lip reading with some of the newer shows that are out now.
Well, do you know what they were doing with? You know how they have the voice action, like at the end of the PSAs for GI Joe, they'd always have that little piece of nugget, like "Don't hide in the refrigerator." It's these, or it's like something. It's like, hey, if the power lines are down, don't play with it. It's not a toy. Those types of like.
Sure.
Well, and I'm like 7. I'm going, well, duh. It's like, but they had to put those in so that they could consider it educational television, because you can only have so many cartoons without it being educational. And so that's how they got around it for the for all of that. And what they did is they took the information out, and they lip read it like it was what they thought that they were saying, with the actual movements of the mouth of the cartoon character.
Oh, sure.
And it was just nonsensical craziness.
I can just imagine how that would be with cartoons more than actually live action human. But anyway, we're about a couple minutes in, so probably should get to the show.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Today is Wednesday, and it's our normal Rainbow Presents Wednesday Night Live, or Lights, with your hosts,
Patrick
and Casey. Little tongue tied right there. Yeah. Anyway, got plenty of stuff to show off today. Especially Patrick was excited about one thing that he brought over, so
Oh yeah.
definitely gonna have to show that off. But first off, we'll start off with the question of the day, or the question of the week. Since Free Comic Book Day is right around the corner, their first Saturday in May. Is there anything you're truly excited about for Free Comic Book Day for this year?
I haven't really looked at what's out there for the free comics this year. I kind of like to get surprised by that in some ways.
Sure.
But it's always fun to get the cosplayers in here. I like to tell some of the younger kids around the area, hey, you can come in and get the free comics, because I know I'm a reader. I devour books.
Sure.
And I would not be a reader today if it weren't for comics. It's comics were the gateway material into it's like I read comic books, and it's like it died off around 10, 11 for a while, and my mom's like, well, you read for a while, here's this book, here's this fantasy book that's kind of like it's kind of like a comic book without pictures. I'm like, okay. And I read that, and the first one took me about a month. Then I got to 2 weeks, and by the time I was getting to my senior year in high school, I was reading 500-page books in a day.
Oh wow.
And it was just like I would just devour them. It started with comic books.
That's cool. Well, I'm kind of really excited about. I have normally I know what's coming out beforehand, but this year I seem to be a little bit lacking on that, and I might keep it that way just to see what we get when that comes in. So, and it'd be kind of interesting to see if I can actually, in our old stock, since we do usually have those sales and stuff like that, to see if there's anything I need to catch up on with some of those old books. And then, yeah, seeing the cosplayers come in, it'll be exciting to see who comes in this year or who they come in as, because usually it's a lot of the same people, but usually every once in a while there's like one or two, maybe three new ones that just absolutely fall in love with coming here. So I guess that turns it to, now we get to go to the exciting part, sports ball.
Hooray, sports ball!
Woohoo! To start off with some sports ball, we got some blasters to talk about.
Nice.
First off, we got it's not a new product out, but it's a new blaster that we got out, or at least in stock. 2024 Donruss Optic. So those of you trying to chase some of those special cards in there, downtowns, I believe they are in this one. Not exactly sure on some of the other ones, but yeah, there are. When it comes to Donruss, there are those special ones that get you a lot of money. Then also from Panini, we have 2024 Select Baseball. So that's, like I said, these are blasters. No guarantee in autographs, except for this one apparently does. One autograph or memorabilia card. Let's look at that football one with that one. That just had some blaster exclusives. And then for a new product this week, definitely new, we have 2025 Heritage. This is the blaster. So this is those sets that people usually like to buy because it's the new players but older looking cards. So
get that 80s feel, like you should put it in between your put it between the spokes of your bike tires.
Right.
Nice.
And then here's the hobby box, which comes with one autograph or relic card per box on average. So those of you that wanted to go that route, and we have the hobby.
But the real question is, does it come with gum so hard that it cracks?
Unfortunately, no.
See, that's where they need to bring it back. Let's make it really old school. Put the gum back in there.
Right. And to finish off, this is not sports ball. So sports ball's done, but this will help finish it off. We have from Topps 2025, I believe, Star Wars Masterwork. So those of you that absolutely love this product, this is the master box, which has 4 mini boxes in it, and there's usually one hit per mini box. So
2 autographs guaranteed per master box. So we're going to get
at least 2 of those mini boxes will have an autograph in it. So those of you that are still trying to collect some of those autographs, they may or may not have some of those ones from people who have passed away, but for sure some of those ones that are still alive. And then that takes care of cardboard on the sports card side. What do we want to look at next?
Let's go with some of the toys.
Let's go with toys. All right. And these are brand new toys.
Brand new toys. I like toys. Okay. So we keep getting these in, and they're fun. They're exciting. They're toss their little stress balls. This one is called Baby Dice. Baby's first D20, and it's got a nice pink and or girl pink, baby blue boys swirl to it. So if you've got someone who maybe you have a baby shower coming up for someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons, something like that, this would be a fun little thing you can toss their way so that they, when the kid gets a little older, they can play with it, and it's soft enough to where as long as they're not throwing yet, should be okay.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention with that it's kind of fearful when you have that'd be the babies, like they're chewing on it, stuff like that, because it allows them to do that. But then if you accidentally leave your actual D20 out, is that going to give the baby the idea to eat that? So be mindful of that. Those of you that are.
It's one of those things like I've never had it be where it's like, hey, they've got a baby chew toy remote and they chew on the actual remote. No, they're going to chew on the actual remote anyway. So
True.
Just be mindful. Period.
Yes.
After that, we have got new One Piece Ultimate Legends from Bandai. We've got Rono Zoro, and we have the main man himself, Monkey D. Luffy, available as box figures. So if you like to have the action figures on your desk, you maybe you got a young one that's really into One Piece, you can get them these action figures, and they'll be able to play around and have a good old time with those. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, this is a good one, and this makes me excited because once again we have Gail Simone coming to SuperCon, and while she is known for her comic books, she has written a Red Sonja novel. So we've got this Red Sonja action figure with multiple heads, multiple armor sets, so you can redesign. Obviously, initially she's going with the chainmail bikini. Which she is the initial idea behind the chainmail bikini. This is where it started from. So don't blame Dungeons and Dragons, blame her. And then last but not least for toys, we have a Godzilla -1 action figure model of Godzilla coming out of the water. Nice blue eruptions coming out, spikes all over the back, and if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, I would say go ahead and track that down, because I never thought I would cry at Godzilla, but Godzilla -1 made me tear up.
I was told by Amanda that those are surprise boxes, so what's pictured may not guarantee by what you get. But if you got a whole case, so 3 boxes in one little case,
you're going to get all 3?
She thinks that you'll probably get all 3.
Oh, okay. And do you want to take a crack at these?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, excellent.
So we'll start off with some sorcery. This is all available now, so everything that we're showing you today. So we got some new sorcery, the 4 Elements cards. So those of you that are collecting or doing that game, we got a new set there, and looks like, to me, nothing really. Oh, here we go. It says on the bottom, the 4 elements: harness the knowledge and power of air, manipulate with the charm and trickery of water, unleash the desire and destruction of fire, and rule with the dependable strength of earth. This box contains 4 ready-to-play starter decks. There you go. Sorcery contest-tested realms is a old school TCG. So for players, so that
So this is kind of the new starter box for the series. So if you want to try something new, you've been playing Magic for a while, want to try something a little different, get this. You got 4 decks to try from right from the word go, see what you like, and kind of go from there.
Yeah. And then for Pokemon, we have a couple things to talk about. What we have here available is we have some binders here. We have this the large card binder, I believe is what this guy is. Yep. And then we got this guy here that holds 250 of the smaller cards, or the regular size cards. So 9 pockets. So those of you that want to grab different binders for all these cards that you're collecting now, and this is a really cool design with the trainer and the Pokemon. Looks like both sides on all of them have all different pictures, so that's cool.
Absolutely, positively. Our last thing to show off before we go to the Funko Land is we got these in a couple weeks ago, but we have not shown these off at the store. are on the show. We have Dungeons and Dragons Mystery Monster Pins. This is a Then and Now series, so you have an option. It's a blind box with 4 different monsters with 5 different versions from the generations of going from D&D to Advanced D&D 3, 4, or 5, 5.0. So you're going to have the different designs. We have options of beholders, owl bears, mimics, and red dragons. And because I was going to get one anyways, I figured I would crack one live on air. So we're going to, and we got this here kind of showing see if it'll focus in on there. The different pins that are available. Plus you got one silver pin for all 4 types as well. So there's 24 to collect in the series. So pop open on me. And let's see what we got today. Ooh, we got a nice, pretty red dragon. Look at that guy. I was thinking of a smaller pin, but if you got like a school bag or a like I have all mine on my Dungeons and Dragons bag, so this is perfect. I'll toss that bad boy on there, and look at that. The detail, really nice detail on it, very colorful. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, nice. And quickly before we go to, I guess we have one more thing to talk about before Funko Land. For those of you that are excited about the new product, there's new product coming in for Pokemon. Can't get rid of that focus, so we'll just put a picture of Pokemon here, so for you all to see. Just so we're the Prismatic Evolutions accessory pouch special collection, the Dragapult EX League deck battle, and the Lily Premium Tournament collection will all hopefully be here Friday. Amanda's hoping they come in tomorrow, so that way she can get them in the system for Friday.
Knocking on wood.
Whoop, whoop. And then now we can go to Funko Land.
I go, you go, Funko.
Woohoo!
It's past the holiday season. We just got done with Easter, but I got really excited because I saw a couple of previews for horror movies that are coming out in the near future.
Sure.
Today I saw the preview for the new Predator.
Okay.
I saw a preview for the new Final Destination. I also saw a new preview for Megan 2.0. So that's my first pick of the week, but we're going all horror themed here. These are Funkos that are new to us, maybe restocks, what have you. But we've got some restock, we got some new ones. But if you're a fan of the Megan movie, we got one for you there. Along with that, I've got 2 of the classics of the horror movie film industry. We have the man Vincent Price, and I cannot tell you as a youth how many Vincent Price movies I watched. They were bad. They were some were bad, some were great, but he was always just a little creepy. He was always just perfect. And as we're going down that route, let's go with Elvira, Mistress of the Night. Just a complete icon of the horror industry. Someone who just, it's if you're into horror and you don't know who Elvira is, you may have missed a memo somewhere. And last but not least, all work and no play makes Jack a dumb boy, or a dull boy. We have Jack Torrance from The Shining, and I love the little detail of red rum being written right on the box, the little bit of blood spatter on the corner there. Most of the boxes don't have that kind of detail to it, so this one I always, it's one that really spoke to me when I saw it sitting out there. It's like, this is kind of cool, cooler than normal cooler than normal Funko.
All right. The NBA playoffs are going on right now, so I figured I'd show off our one NBA Funko that was sitting on the table. We have Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. We all know that he's not there anymore. He's a Phoenix Sun, but I believe this came out however many years ago when he was actually a Net. So that's really cool for that one. And then I always love saying this guy's name. And then we had a huge previews for all the new Star Wars stuff. Anyway, I figured I'd talk about Nia Nub. Actually, for a long time, he was probably one of my more favorite characters, just because he was so funny on the Millennium Falcon with him and Lando during the final battle of Endor. And yeah, with all of the brand new previews, you talked about horror previews, the Star Wars previews, a lot of those games and movies and TV shows coming out, all of those look so awesome.
That real-time strategy one for from Star Wars?
Zero Squad.
Yes. That's going to lose me a couple weekends and have my wife be mad at me for about a month.
Sure. And then back to Pokemon. This, I believe, is new to us for sure. We got Teddy Ursa. Gotta love the names when you got Teddy Ursa, and then the evolved form. I can't. And it also is based off of the stars. So there's Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. So, and then when it comes to Lord of the Rings, we got a couple here. First one we're going to show off is the limited chase of Gollum eating a fish.
They took my precious.
So those of you trying to collect Lord of the Rings, we have, like I said, he's eating his fish. Looks like he just got done beating it against the rock, so it's ready, good and ready to go. So,
or maybe you just want to send a coworker a message,
right?
It's like, just put that on their desk and like, oh, they got, not sure what that means.
And then for sure, this is brand new to us. For those of you that are huge Lord of the Rings fans, we finally have a Treebeard with Merry and Pippin. So, and this is really, really cool looking. So those of you that already have Aragorn and all those other characters, and you just need to get that coup de grace type character for your collection, here we go. We got Treebeard.
Nice.
And then that takes us done with Funko Land. For those of you that want to know, from what I can tell, we have a bunch of new or restock in Marvel, like the 2-pack of Morgan Stark and Tony Stark. We have some other things for TV shows: The Office, Letterkenny, Stranger Things, Addams Family.
That's another preview I saw. The Wednesday season 2 is coming out very soon.
Yes, Wednesday. Yeah, I did see an advertisement for it. I haven't seen the trailer.
Oh, so good.
So yeah, plenty of stuff here for you guys to come and grab. Like I said a little bit earlier, Free Comic Day is right around the corner. So start looking through your collections if you need stuff to add to that. We'll probably have plenty more information on that next week. So keep an eye out for that. And I guess that means we get to go back to work and take care of these nice big crowd that we had, at least that we had when we started the show.
So, I'm looking forward to it. I like talking comics.
Right. So you guys have a good night. If you want to see us tonight, we're open till 8. If not, well, we're open again tomorrow at 10. So you guys have a good night. Drive safe, drive to arrive, and enjoy the weather.
Yes.
Enjoy it because from what I can't remember if there's any bad weather coming out.
Yeah, it's going to ricochet. It's been bouncing. I think it's going to bounce like this until mid-May.
Sure. Well, there you go. Weatherman Patrick. Oh, and look through your calendars of special things that are happening this weekend, because I'm sure there's plenty to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have a good night.